It's the 7th of November and I'm Tom Glasson. Welcome to the Roast Weekly Sorry, it's a bit awkward. I said goodbye last night and yet here I am again. You know, it's a bit like when you say goodbye to someone and then you realise you're going the exact same direction as them and... Goodness, I'm only making it worse by gabbing on about it with all this foppish charm. I feel like I'm Hugh Grant or something. Minus the prostitute. Anyway, they're already taking the studio down and I got to be out of here in 10 minutes, otherwise I have to pay another year's rent, so let's move things along. Hi and welcome to the Roast Recap, where for the very last time on the ABC, we look back at the week that was. Let's start, as we've done for the past 28 recap episodes, with Mark Humphries and the headlines. Not the ladder, you monsters!
We begin with the Victorian election, where Premier Denis Napthine, seen here praying he won't get shat on, looks likely to lose to Labor leader Daniel Andrews, seen here knowing he will get shat on. The latest polls show Labor with a 56 to 44% lead over the coalition government, meaning Premier Napthine may soon have to go back to his old job, pretending he's an aeroplane. Nevertheless, Dr. Napthine is pushing ahead with his campaign.
As the Premier of Victoria, I'll put Victorian families and Victorian interests first, second and third.
As for the people of Victoria, it looks like they'll be putting the Napthine government second or third. Prime Minister Tony Abbott, aka Big Daddy, joined Napthine at a press conference on Friday, where he didn't so much shirt front Napthine as he did shirt grope him.
My relationship with the Prime Minister is a positive relationship.
And that's why you shake hands, kids. But if you think that was weird, you should have seen what was going on under the lectern.
Positive relationship.
The weird hug continues Abbott's national campaign to creep out everyone in the country.
I'm the guy with the not bad-looking daughters, isn't that right?
And I work on an adult sex line to make ends meet.
I think I can probably say I have a bit of sex appeal.
In fairness, Napthine can be pretty weird himself.
Happy birthday, big boy.
Scientists say they have discovered how to reverse the ageing process, though they maintain there's no hope to reverse whatever happened to Mickey Rourke. The scientists say they haven't tested the product on themselves, but I think that's bullshit.
Bite me.
Scientists from Harvard and UNSW have been conducting tests on mice with some success, which explains why certain mice keep getting ID'd when they try to buy alcohol from Dan Mousey's. If the efforts to reverse the ageing process should not succeed, scientists will go to Plan B, stealing genes from Jared Leto's face. And finally, Australian primary school students have taken time out from pissing in their pants to break the world record for the longest line of connector pens, which is sure to impress future employers. The students also broke the record for academic achievement. And what's that? They spent their time connecting pens. Well, get back to work for the roast. I'm Mark Humphries.
Thank you, Mark. Well, as you may or may not know, the Earth is f***ed and we're all going to die. But more importantly, there are ways to make our economy stronger. Thankfully, Brisbane's about to host the G20, where pesky things like the environment have been reduced to one paragraph in the leaders' communique. But then again, it is an economic forum, so should the environment even feature at all?
Should global warming be discussed at the G20? So far, the Australian government has boldly shrugged off the fate of the entire planet on the basis that the G20 is primarily an economic forum. Yes, global warming won't affect the economy of the G20 countries because when it indiscriminately engulfs everything, they'll simply disengage from Earth's overheated cadaver and form a new environment-free paradise island in space. But some countries like the US don't fancy moving to Space Island. It's almost as if they've realised that at a forum focusing on the economy, perhaps it's a good idea to mention the planet the economy happens on. I'm here on the Pacific island of Kiribati. It's literally disappearing beneath the ocean. Now, some would argue that one fundamental aspect of the economy is not having a population being consumed by the waves. But Tony Abbott disagrees. He thinks the fundamentals of the economy are trade, infrastructure, tax and banking. They've got all the fundamentals here, it's just that soon you'll need a scuba diving licence to access them. Following Tony Abbott's logic, I'd assume countries that do factor climate change into their economies ought to be doing terribly, like Germany, a cesspit of economic decay.
We actually get almost 31% of our energy from renewable resources.
Right, and how's that working out for you?
We are an economic powerhouse.
Oh, yeah, good. Well, keep it up then, I guess.
Breathe in the air, it's so beautifully clean.
Oh, yeah, Jesus, don't rub it in. Oh, God, that is beautiful. For the roast, I'm Jazz Twemlow. Oh.
Nothing like clean air to live in, or if you're a horse who's been forced into racing, to die in. As we discovered earlier this week when 2 horses retired from racing and life forever.
Oh, yeah.
And then I just whip my leg off, and that's how I get off a horse. It's the race that stops a nation, and it's on today, and boy, are we excited.
Clark, do you know my favourite thing about the Melbourne Cup?
Is it stumbling around barefoot and screaming for a taxi?
The dresses. So earlier today, I went out to see all the fashion at Australia's home of racing.
Now in red Cadeau and Simon on race.
And would you take a look at the fashionistas we have with us today? Now, what a lovely ensemble you've got here. Will you give us a little twirl? Look at that. And that is a lovely pocket square. As today's the one day it's socially acceptable to gamble. Maybe just one more flutter for the gentlemen.
I've already fluttered away the whole house, so...
It's where our nation comes together for a bit of fun. Our very own Fashions in the Field.
Ah, yes. If only some of those fine fillies would take a gamble on a morning talk show host. Now, show us your flank, you big show, honey.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, she's taken a stumble out of the gates.
I think I might have sprained something.
Oh, well, it's the moment all of us hate to see on race day.
Clark, what are you doing? No, please, it's just a sprained ankle.
Sleep well, old girl. You'll have all the sugar cubes you can suck where you're going.
Oh, just terrible. When I kill a reporter, I do the humane thing. I put them in a freezer until they go into what I like to call the forever sleep. Then when I boil them up, crack them open and suck the juicy meat out of their shell, they don't feel a thing. It's industry approved.
Yeah, gotta take the chair, Tom.
Yeah, I know. It was always a rental. Well, speaking of taking things, there was a bit of an art scandal this week with talk that the National Gallery of Australia might have acquired some stolen art. And it's a scandal that affects us all, especially those of us who find and collect art illegally.
You're gonna look really nice in an Australian gallery. I brought you this statue. It's the first time anyone's ever seen it in 1,000 years.
Well, good, good. And do you have the certificate of authenticity?
You're gonna look really nice in an Australian gallery.
Shit. Oh dear.
And if you thought being an archaeologist/adventurer was dangerous, try fighting Ebola. Australian volunteers will now know that fear because they've been allowed to go to West Africa to help stem its spread. And to keep them safe, the government prepared this handy safety video to watch on the way over. No, I know, I'm almost done. Jesus.
No, I need the watch.
Oh, right, of course, yeah.
Come on, we don't have all day.
I know, I can see.
This is nice.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to thank everyone boarding for your patience. We realise a lot of you have been eager to leave for months now, but we had to wait for all the planes bound for Iraq to leave the runway. Before we take off, please watch our in-flight safety video.
Hi, and welcome aboard Team Australia Airlines bound for Sierra Leone. Are you happy? Your nagging has finally paid off and you're headed for this sunny West African nation, which is already a popular destination for do-gooder international health workers and whiny UN officials. This cabin will be pressurised during the flight because before the flight we were pressurised by the UN. In the likely event of a medical emergency, protective masks will automatically drop from the unit above your head. And please, ensure the safety of your fellow Team Australians before all others. So please fit your own masks and the masks of any other Australians before you think about helping others if there are any masks left over. We'd like to thank you for choosing Team Australia Airlines. All of us here hope you enjoy your time away and we look forward to seeing you back home soon. Unless you contract Ebola, in which case please f*** off and never come back.
Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Our expected arrival time is 6 months too late, and the current climate on the ground is paralysing fear. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our in-flight entertainment, which today are the films Outbreak and Contagion, followed by Series 4 of The Walking Dead.
So, okay. Clips all showing. Week sufficiently reviewed. 145 episodes done. All done. Be sure to tune in next week for the debut of the exciting new series that's replacing us, reruns of That 70s Show. Good night.
Fire!
What? Oh my God, I survived.
You're welcome, Australia.